ask you to sing Home Choir whilst I dismiss your inane banter from over here and we can get started. So here's a note, everyone. Would you sing Home Choir for me? Here we go. Oh, beautiful. Very much down to your normal standards. A grim and ghoulish good afternoon to all of you and welcome to Home Choir. Today, of course, is Halloween. And because it's Halloween, we have some particularly horrible songs to sing this afternoon. We shall start in a moment with some Gilbert and Sullivan. The doors are locked, you can't get out. We shall follow that with a dainty little ditty about a friend of mine who popped down the shops to get some tea. It's called The Ride of the Witch. Then, speaking of foodstuffs, we're going to sing Pox On You for a fop, and anyone who's had your lunch recently, well, you're going to regret doing so when we sing Pox On You, because it's absolutely disgusting, by Mr. Henry Purcell. I have to say, I don't much like his music, but his washing powder isn't bad. Oh, shut up, you lot. There's no pleasing some people. Now, we'll learn a new song after that called I Hold Your Hand in Mine, Dear. Beautiful little romantic song, which I'm dedicating to my lovely wife, who's no longer with us. Sadly. Well, she's not dead. She just ran off with this chap called Musk. Yes, I thought I was horrific, but nothing on him. And as for that hellscape he calls Twitter, even I have limits. Stay away, ladies and gentlemen, stay away. Now, following that, we're going to sing another bit of Gilbert and Sullivan. This time, however, we're going to sing Three Little Wraiths from Tomb, a particularly lovely little ditty. Those of you in the choir of the earth may know this one in harmony. The rest of us will learn it all together. And then, because it's Halloween, I'm not going to play a trick on you. I'm going to give you a special treat just at the end. Something those of you who come and sing with that moron Ben on a regular basis, you'll recognize it, but with a particular demonic twist. Oh, laugh, my hellspawn, laugh. Now, I think we should begin. Now, before we do, actually, we need to warm up, don't we? I also need to speak briefly to those of you who are celebrating a birthday today or who have been celebrating your birthdays over the last couple of days. I need to just mention that moron Ben forgot to sing happy birthday to quite a few of you. In particular, he forgot to sing happy birthday to Judith, to Nick, to Anna, to Faye, to Rona, to Jane, and to Brenda. And it's Frida's birthday tomorrow. Now, I would sing you happy birthday, but I think you'd rather he sang it for you. So on Wednesday, when he's back singing his batch, his Jesu joy of man's desire, I can barely get the words out. When he's back on Wednesday, he'll do a special happy birthday for all those people that he spectacularly forgot to sing happy birthday to. I mean, you really can't get the staff, can you? So if you are celebrating a birthday tomorrow, happy birthday, right, from me. Now, let's get warmed up, shall we, everyone? Let's get rid of this silly thing over here. And let's start off by getting to our feet. Oh, yes, all of you today, not just those of you that sit there and laugh and pretend to stand up, everyone on your feet. Thank you very much. For those of you who can't stand, well, I'll allow it on this occasion. But do sit up in your chair, for goodness sake. Stop slouching. Give yourself a straight back and a long neck. Longer. Maybe that's a bit too long. And just roll your shoulders around like me. And now roll them back the other way like I am. And now put your head to one side. And now like this. And now to the middle. And now forwards. And then roll your head around. Oh, yes. Roll that head around. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, I was a little bit over the top, don't you think? Now let's start by a nice grisly hum. And let's make it particularly ghoulish. So moan with me, everyone. Ooh. 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 And again. Ooh. One more. Ooh. I would say that's enough, but I think I want you to scream for me, ladies and gentlemen. So let's scream in the key of C major. Well, let's start off. Do I have a scream that I can use as an exemplar? Off you go, dear. Here's our soloist. Beautiful. Screaming in the key of C. So after 3, 1, 2, 3. Not bad. I think what we should do is turn that into an arpeggio. So let's sing C major arpeggio. Off we go. Brings joy and delight to my heart. Went a little bit flat at the end there, wouldn't you agree? Just the way I like it. Up to D flat, everyone, and oh, glorious. One more in D, and Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I declare you suitably warm. And let's have a look at our first deliciously delightful and rather revolting song. As I said, Gilbert and Sullivan. Never let it be said I don't save the most horrific pieces for when we are having our Halloween special. Oh, and before we sing, we've been joined by a special guest composer. We've been joined by Papa Haydn, who would like at this point to pop up his head and wish you all a grim and ghoulish Halloween special. Thank you, Papa Haydn. What do you think of it so far? Well, you can't please everyone, can you? We're going to sing The Ghost's High Noon from Ruddigore by Gilbert and Sullivan. If you don't know this one, well, why not? I taught it last year, and you had plenty of chance to watch it. We even ran a rerun. So if you haven't had a chance to watch it, well, my feelings are slightly hurt. Join in anyway. Here is The Ghost's High Noon. When the night wind howls in the chimney cowls, and the bat in the moonlight flies, and inky clouds like funeral shrouds sail over the midnight skies, when the footpads quail at the night birds wail, and black dogs bay at the moon, oh! Then is the spectre's holiday, then is the ghost's high noon, for then is the ghost's high noon, high noon, then is the ghost's high noon. As the sob of the breeze sweeps over the trees, and the mists lie low on the fens, from great tombstones are gathered the bones that once were women and men, and away they go with a mop and a mow to the revel that ends too soon. For cockcrow limits a holiday, the dead of the night's high noon, the dead of the night's high noon, high noon, the dead of the night's high noon. And then each ghost with his lady toast to their churchyard beds take flight, with a kiss perhaps on her lantern chaps, and a grisly grim good night, till the welcome bell of the midnight bell rings forth its jolliest tune, and ushers in our next high holiday, the dead of the night's high noon, the dead of the night's high noon, high noon. So, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think of that then, eh? Oh. Well, you lot can shut up. I thought it was rather good. I thought, rather excellent voice of someone who's been buried for the last year or so. I was thinking of perhaps recording something for Quiet the Earth. I don't know, though. I'm not sure I'm good enough. What shall I do? Submit? I don't know. Well, let's move on and have a look at our next piece. This one is called The Hag is Astride. As I say, about a dear friend of mine who popped down the shops to buy some tea. She went on her thorn or a burr. She took it for a spur with a lash of a bramble. For those of you who are encountering deliciously disgusting weather at the moment, this one in particular is for you. If you look outside and it sounds like this. Oh, perfect for this song. Everyone, here is the ride of the witch. The hag is astride this night for to ride. The devil and she together, through thick and through thin, now out and then in. Though ne'er so foul be the weather, a thorn or a burr she takes for a spur. With a lash of a bramble she rides now, through brakes and through briars or ditches and mires. She follows the spirits that guides now. Verse 2. No beast for his food dares now range the wood, but hushed in his lair he lies lurking, while mischiefs by these on land and on seas at noon of night are working. The storm will arise and trouble the skies this night, and more for the wonder. The ghost from his tomb affrighted shall come, called up by the clap of the thunder. Marvelous, the clap of the thunder indeed. Do you know what the most horrific part of that was? When she got to the shops, she saw the price of food. A truly horrific time indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it's time for something particularly gross, something particularly horrible. Those of you that have been singing with home choir for a while will remember we sing lots of music by a certain Mr. Henry Purcell, an English composer of some regard who wrote beautiful sacred music, operas, oratorios, and then went to the pub and had a delightfully good time and wrote all sorts of horrific three-part harmony. Well, this one in particular is possibly my favorite. If you've had your lunch already, you might want to work hard at keeping it down. Here, dear friends, is Pox on You for a fop. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Pox on you, pox on you, pox on you for a fop. Your stomach's too queasy. Cannot I belch, cannot I belch and fart? You coughs come to ease me. What if I let fly in your face and shan't please ye? Fo, pox on you, fo, pox on you. How sour he smells. Now he's at it, now he's at it again. Ouch, ouch, beast, I never met so nasty a man. I'm not able to bear it. What the devil do you mean? No less than a season, no less than a season, no, no less than a season. Your stomach with great reason, cannot I belch and fart? Some cocks come to easy. What if I let fly in your face and shall please you? Fo,
Pox on you.
fo,
Pox on you.
how sour he smells. Now he's at it, now he's at it again. Ouch, beast, I never met so nasty a man. I'm not able to bear it. What the devil do you mean? No less than a Caesar, no less than a Caesar, no less than a Caesar. Did read with great reason, no restraint. No restraint should be laid on the bum or the wheeze, for belching and farting were always in season.
As I said, ladies and gentlemen, even I have limits, but that was particularly gross. As I say, classical music, you can't beat it, can you? Someone said in the comments, so classy. I've got a delightful little piece by Mozart to teach you next year. Don't look it up, it's horrible. Now, let's have a look at something new. Not that, let's look at this. I hold your hand in mine, dear. As I say, dedicated to my dear departed lady wife, who left me for Elon Musk, and frankly, she's welcome to him. I hold your hand in mine, dear. I press it to my lips. I take a healthy bite from your dainty fingertips. And before anyone thinks I've changed the words for these for Halloween, I have not. Now, let me sing it for you, and then we'll sing it all together. It's a beautiful little ditty. I hold your hand in mine, dear. I press it to my lips. I take a healthy bite from your dainty fingertips. My joy would be complete, dear, if you were only here. But still I keep your hand as a precious souvenir. The night you died, I cut it off. I really don't know why. For now, each time I kiss it, I get blood stains on my tie. Though I'm not wearing a tie, I'm sorry now I killed you, for our love was something fine. Until they come to get me, I shall hold your hand in mine. Oh, dear Tom Lehrer. You could all learn a thing or two from dear old Tom. And I have to say, everyone, if you think that's the worst of it, you really haven't listened to much Tom Lehrer, have you? Well, let's sing that one all together, nice and loudly. If your loved one is in the building, sing this one particularly loudly at them. It is Halloween, after all. Here we go. I hold your hand in mine, dear. I press it to my lips. I take a healthy bite from your dainty fingertips. My joy would be complete, dear, if you were only here. But still I keep your hand as a precious souvenir. The night you died, I cut it off. I really don't know why. For now, each time I kiss it, I get blood stains on my tie. I'm sorry now I killed you, for our love was something fine. Until they come to get me, I shall hold your hand in mine. Oh, dear Tom, thank you so much. You know, dear old Tom wrote all these songs quite some time ago and has given them free to the world to use in perpetuity. It's a shame most people in the world don't want them, but I certainly do. Marvellous. Now, everyone, let's have a look at our not quite grand finale, because we still have a little treat. Not a trick, a little treat after this one. But I thought we would finish with even more Gilbert and Sullivan. I know, music to my ears. Your ire fills me with delight. We're going to sing not 3 little maids from school, but 3 little wraiths from tomb. And at this point, I need to say a particular thank you to dear, dear Sheila, shrieking Sheila in the soprano section, who I've known for many years. And I put out a challenge to the members of Home Choir to send me in their particularly grim and grisly versions of this song, and she did a magnificent job. So, dear Sheila, thank you for the words, slightly tweaked by yours truly, but the basic shape of it is entirely hers. So, if you don't like it, blame Sheila, but if you do like it, say thank you to her. Now, it goes like this. 3 little wraiths from tomb are we, ghastly as nasty ghosts should be, filled to the brim with ghoulish glee. 3 little wraiths from tomb. Sing with me, here we go. 3 little wraiths from tomb are we, filled to... Oh, goodness me, you can't get the staff, can you? I shall have to punish myself later on. No, I'll enjoy that far too much. Let's do it again. 3 little wraiths from tomb are we, ghastly as nasty ghosts should be, filled to the brim with ghoulish glee. 3 little wraiths from tomb. That's better. Then, everything is a source of fear. Nobody's safe for we're very near. What is that creaking noise you hear? 3 little wraiths from tomb. Very good. Then 3 little ghosts who very scary haunted a lady's seminary, frightening the life from the unwary. 3 little wraiths from tomb. 3 little wraiths from tomb. Marvelous. Now, I would sing this live myself, but I decided to invite a special trio of ghosts from Patchway Cathedral, that knackered old wreck of a building not too far from where I am here. It's particularly haunted by 3 rather unfortunate choral singers, a tenor, another tenor, and a deep bass. So let's hand over to the Patchway Cathedral Ghoulish choristers, and let's all enjoy, if that's the word, 3 little wraiths from tomb.
Three little wraiths from tomb are we, ghastly as nasty ghosts should be, filled to the brim with ghoulish glee. 3 little wraiths from tomb, everything is a source of fear. Nobody's safe for we're very near. What is that creaking noise you hear? 3 little wraiths from tomb.
Everybody.
3 little ghosts who very scary haunted a lady's seminary, frightening the life from the unwary. 3 little wraiths from tomb. 3 little wraiths from tomb.
There's more, you see.
Listen. 1 little ghost wears a thick black veil. 2 little ghosts are both deadly pale. 3 little ghosts give a dreadful wail. 3 little wraiths from tomb. Those 3 little wraiths will be gone by morn, vanishing in the light of dawn. They'll be back very soon, they've sworn. 3 little wraiths from tomb. 3 little wraiths from tomb. 3 little ghosts who very scary haunted a lady's seminary, frightening the life from the unwary. 3 little wraiths from tomb. 3 little wraiths from tomb.
Marvelous. As they say, you can never have too much Gilbert and Sullivan, can you? What did you think of that, ladies and gentlemen? Yes. That's enough. Goodness me, you really are. You're a difficult lot to please. I thought they did marvelously. And if I had the button to press here, I'd give you all a round of applause, but I can't. I've got a disappointed yawn. I suppose that'll have to do. Well, ladies and gentlemen of Home Choir, that would be it. But at this point, well, you see, at this point, that mouth-breathing moron Ben would turn to you and say, I think it's time for coffee time. And he'd get a cup of coffee, and he'd look straight at you in the camera, and he'd nod along, and he'd listen to you go on and on about your lives. And do you know what's particularly sickening about it? He actually cares. He really does. He sits here nodding and asking you all sorts of questions about it. And frankly, I can't think of anything more dreary. So I thought instead of coffee time, we could have coffin time. Well, I thought it was quite good. Now, what I want you to do, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want you to tell me all the problems that are going on in your life. I don't want to sit here sipping coffee, no matter how delicious and marvelous it sounds. No, I want you to do something different. I want you to unload on me, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to give me both barrels. I want you to go for me with a string of epithets, of colourful metaphors and other interesting language. Call to mind the time you were driving and somebody cut you up in traffic. Call to mind the time you went to the supermarket and you reached for something and somebody grabbed it before you did. Or the time that somebody ordered something and it got stolen from your porch. I want you to offload. I want you to give me the very best you've got. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Have at it. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, yes, go for it. Ah, yes, all of you. Tell me what you really think. Ah, yes. Oh, what? What? Who said that? Who said that about my mummy? How could you? Well, you know, ladies and gentlemen, there are sometimes you can go too far. I thought some of the language there was absolutely atrocious, particularly coming out of Northern Ireland. You know who you are. Well, I would say I enjoyed that, but I didn't, so well done. I can't work in these conditions. I'm going to go to my coffin and stay there for the next year until they let me out again to sing for you. But I hope you've enjoyed our Halloween special. In particular, I hope you enjoyed all of that lovely Gilbert and Sullivan. And, of course, the chance to tell me what you really think at the end. I shall be thinking about that for a year, planning my revenge. Don't worry, I'll be back. Now, those of you off to enjoy your own Halloween, have a grim, grisly, and ghoulish time. Be safe, be well. Be generous to the little monkeys who come to your door. Give them lots of sweeties. And if you don't have sweeties, Brussels sprouts in foil are a particularly nice alternative. And in the meantime, I hope you've had a good sing. Huge thanks again to Shrieking Sheila from the soprano section for those marvellous words, to three little wraiths, and to all of you. Thank you for being here. A moment of genuine sincerity. Did you enjoy it? Because it's gone. He will be back on Wednesday with some you joy of man's whatever. Make sure you've had a chance to look at it, because I think he wants to sing and send. Ugh, so wholesome, so revolting. Well, go along and enjoy that. Those of you celebrating your birthday, have a good one from me, and we'll see you very soon. Lots of love, ladies and gentlemen. Bye-bye.